Congressman Scott Perry and Texas Congressman Dr. Ronnie Jackson, former White House physician. We're going to play quick sound on this, gentlemen. Here it comes.
With respect to former President Trump, there's some question about whether or not it's a bullet or shrapnel that hit his ear.
All right, there you have it. Bullet or shrapnel, Ronnie Jackson. I know you examined President Trump. What's Ray talking about, and do you agree or not?
Absolutely not, Larry. This is absolutely ridiculous that he would make a comment like this. This degrades any level of credibility that this man may have had after years of weaponizing the FBI and the DOJ against the president. It was absolutely a bullet. I examined it. It was a track of a bullet. It was scooped out just as it would be in the track of a bullet. It had the telltale other damage that is associated with it. All the surrounding tissue in the ear was swollen and edematous. His ear looked like a wrestler's ear when it was fat and swollen, and that goes along with the trauma from a high velocity bullet as it passes through tissue. That's a hallmark of a gunshot wound, is that the tissue outside around the bullet track is also traumatized and damaged, and that would not happen from a piece of glass or even from a fragment. That was a bullet. Everybody saw it. The whole world witnessed what happened. That's why this man's being butchered right now, because it was on live television.
But I also, Ronnie, I also have read that that bullet ricocheted off of Mr. Trump's ear area and it injured one of the people in the crowd.
Right. That bullet went somewhere. I mean, it passed through the top of his ear. It didn't stop there. So, they need to find out what happened. This is the organization that's tasked with the investigation of the assassination attempt. And it's irresponsible for this man to make these kind of comments as a sitting FBI director, because all he does is add fuel to the fire for the morons and the assassination deniers like Joy Reid and Keith Olbermann and other idiots like that are out there that don't want the public, or they're trying to minimize what happened to the president. He almost died, Larry. That's as close as you can come to get, as close as you can get to dying. So this was a big deal, and for them to try to minimize it just pisses me off, quite frankly.
Scott Perry, bring in on this. Scott, this is why. I argued this to the speaker last night, and I've said this every night this week. I don't want the heads of the FBI in Washington, the heads of the Secret Service in Washington, or the heads of the CIA, or the heads of the Justice Department. I don't want them running this investigation, okay? The Congressional Task Force, the House Task Force may be fine, but I don't want them to in any way rely on the heads of these agencies for all the reasons that Ronnie Jackson just talked about. I don't want it. Let's go to the rank and file, and let's bring in some expert investigators and not rely on these agencies.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think Christopher Wray must be reading the tea leaves 6 months ahead here, and he's auditioning for his next job on CNN. If you're going to make a statement like that, you better have some credible answer that answers the charge. Like Representative Jackson said, we all saw it happen, and it's part of this. It's part of this continued three-ring circus that is the Biden administration, the Democrat Party, and the left in general. And there has to be. We cannot count on. We cannot count on the FBI, the DOJ, the Secret Service to do any investigation here, which is why the Speaker has made a task force and put together a task force that we just voted on to oversee this thing and look at it. Because, as Ronnie said, Americans don't trust the premier investigative services in our country anymore, because we've just been lied to over and over again and right in front of our faces. 12 days ago, we all saw it. And now they're lying about it already, or they're at least offering explanations that don't make any sense, and not offering any explanations that do make any sense. Meanwhile, not really answering a whole lot of questions.
I'm just going to, real fast, just for be fellas, you just got 20 seconds left. Scott, are you satisfied with this task force concept? Are you okay with it?
Well, it has to be an outside look. We cannot rely on the normal agencies. So that's as close as the House of Representatives can come.
Ronnie Jackson, what do you think?
I think the task force is a great idea. Just like Scott said, we don't have any confidence in the #1 law enforcement agency in this country right now. And if he's going to come make statements like that, he better have some evidence of what he's talking about. There was no fractured glass on the teleprompters or anything else. So if it wasn't a bullet, what was it and where did it come from?
Yes, I got it. Fellas, thank you very much for today. We appreciate it.